We want change. We want change. We want change. We want change. We want a change.
Galentolu pule mulila pone. Ona kwa mulilia pone. Bakulu wa bakulu. Tatule 7 youth.
The sound magician. Wi-Fi on the beat, boy.
Twakupele voting atawa bomba Twakupele voting atawa bomba Tawali mone voting atawa bomba Tawali mone voting atawa bomba Bantuno mwaka Uya bebele Twanakane mwe Mwachila mobufi Kuya bebele Twamwele numa Kuya bebele Mwachila mobufi Mwalitula ile ona lebwati mukesa tupangira kwemisebo Wali mipele neboti ati mukesa tupangira kwemisebo Nimwewo mwatile mukesa tukulila nechipatala ifwe Nimwewo mwatile mukesa tukulila na masukulu kuno Ukutula potwa misalila ifwe Mwalitula baona lebo Imisebo ala ya jonaika Ichipatala takwaba kuno Abana besu basambilila mufi mutifya mango Bana mayo mapapila mungande Zipatala takwaba kuno Imisepila chose malofwa Bapepa vyebange Fama lelilo mufunda tawafika Nembuto tashafika Ukutula potwa misalila ifwe Mwalitula baona lebo Nomba lelo mabwela imwe Mulefwa ya tumivotere Tatwakupele voting atawa bomba Tatwakupele voting atawa bomba Tawali mone voting atawa bomba Tawali mone voting atawa bomba Bantuno mwaka Uya bebele Twanakane mwe Mwachila mobufi Kuya bebele Akwamwele numa Kuya bebele Mwachila mobufi Uno mwaka tulefa yaba kutubombela Nocha bakwisa kuno mukuzembereka Mukutwibila mano nga twabavotela abaya Nangu mwatupele ndalama tulepo kata twamivotere Nido chikubeba wapoka walya Nido chikubeba wapoka walya Ababina chimwe na mwekole uko bafuma balilaba Bayi kutapiza bala boko bafuma Bayi kutapai bala bati bakabwela Baja chikinine na mabanu inapana kaso Wala onalebo mulabeja Ukutula potwa misalila ifwe Walitula baonalebo Nomba lelo mabwela imwe Mulefwa ya tumivotere Twakupele voting atawa bomba Twakupele voting atawa bomba Tawali mone voting atawa bomba Tawali mone voting uno mwaka Kuya bebele Twanakane mwe Mwachila mobufi Kuya bebele Akwamwele numa Kuya bebele Mwachila mobufi Bantuno mwaka Kuya bebele Twanakane mwe Mwachila mobufi Kuya bebele Akwamwele numa Kuya bebele Mwachila mobufi Bantuno mwaka
support from Southern Province. But some people, they have given up. When I go to Southern Province, now if someone from Southern Province can give up, are you telling me that someone from Osaka and Chingola can still love him? When you yourself who started loving him before these other provinces started loving him, you've given up. Some of them have, like me, have stopped loving him. Me and my family and other people, we've stopped loving him. Now you think if we can give up, I'm also Tonga because when I'm Baghead Tonga, no Tonga, many Tonga were full time Mdala. But I have given up on supporting Hagainde because of my own reasons. So you think the reasons that the other people have for giving up on supporting Hagainde are not valid, such that the other people from other provinces, they cannot buy them. Let us learn to analyze politics kuti katwambaona kuve hakainde isinchake warongo uchita decide ichitika muZambia. You must realize to say Mudara, an election can be very disappointing. Ask the people of Kenya. Ask the people of Kenya. The person that won as the president, Tiamagamu Hagomu Hibapewa, or Usolabo, Magatibu, Pantobala Hotel, Baile Hotel, Mutungwena, Novatamui. So I know what we ask. So let us be very careful as we talk. And let us be exposed. Not to get the Tonabos was almost southern province, who get the Muena Momons, Mokala, now Kuri Womonzo. And because that village supports Hagain, you think now everyone else is supporting. That is non-exposure. Let us be exposed. Vamos directa bagalonga. Why is it that people fail to deliver? They fail to deliver when the head is not functioning very well. If the head is not functioning, now training, you can't expect the trailers to start moving. These mayors, these MPs and councillors who are not performing, it's because Hagainde himself is a failure. Let us just face the reality. If Mr. Hijirema was not a failure, he was going because he is aware that in Mazabuka, because the other time.
Good day. Today is 7th May 2026, the day that the Lord has made, and we're back. We're back with various issues. Today, I was not supposed to broadcast, but I thought we could hold an emergency broadcast for two reasons. Number one, there was a development by my dear brother, Moses Mawere. He's former minister of sports, under the PF, and he formed his own political party, Exodus Party. And he made a dramatic announcement that he's withdrawing from the race, and that from this race he's going to support Citizen First President Harry Kalaba. I thought that this is responding to the call by you Zambians that the opposition must come together. The people that have paid should narrow down and see who else they can support among the candidates that have found. And I thought that that was a remarkable development and a leadership action by Moses Mawere. I'm hosting him shortly and you'll be joining us. Secondly, why I decided that we should hold this broadcast is for two other reasons. So the reasons are now three. Number two is that ECZ has released a calendar in which these presidential candidates that had paid the 100,000 kwacha should now bring their 1,000 supporters. That's a major development. First of all, we are now beyond speculations. We know the 26 that paid the 100,000 kwacha, and I thought that we could discuss it, and they've been given a calendar. The third issue is the rules around nominations that ECZ has issued. Are these valid? Are they within the law? We'll be discussing those three issues. Let me go to an issue before I bring my dear brother, the Exodus Party leader, Honorable Mawere. I want to identify who are these 26 that paid. Who are they? And I think we should know who they are. And I want to read that list to you before we invite Honorable Mawere. So who paid the 100,000 kwacha? Howard Kunda, Zambia Wake Up Party. Charles Chanda, United, Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia. The man is always marketing emeralds, and he thinks we should invest a lot in emeralds. He thinks that we've missed an opportunity as a country not to exploit emeralds. Kelvin Fubebwari, a renowned Lusaka lawyer, Zambia Must Prosper. Brian Muntayalwa Mundubile, here is listed as Forum for Democracy and Development, although on the receipt he didn't disclose. We thought he had gone as independent, but ECZ here is disclosing that he is standing under Forum for Democracy and Development, and this is very important to what I want to discuss after this. Number 5, Given Mwenya Chansa, Movement for Economic Emancipation. Dr. Daniel Pule, Professor Daniel Pule of Christian Democratic Party, former deputy minister under Chiluba's government, and he's been running various political parties before that. Harry Kalaba, Citizen First President, and he's also got an alliance called Orange Alliance. Enoch Roosevelt Tonga, Third Liberation Movement. You remember him in the ECZ, the man who refused to give up the microphone and challenged ECZ that he was going to speak anyway. Dr. Sebastian Copeland is not listed. Again, this is very important. Remember, Dr. Sebastian Copeland is the president of People's Party. And one of the issues we are discussing, why they are disenfranchising candidates, is Dr. Sebastian Copeland is one of those victims, where quickly an extraordinary conference was held and he was displaced as leader of the party, but he found in Dr. Sebastian Copeland. Then from Dr. Sebastian Copeland's party, there is another one who was found under that name, Francis Mandona Mwape. He has found under Dr. Sebastian Copeland's party, and Dr. Copeland is not listed. Then you have Kasonde Mwenda. Colleagues, put in the comments, if they released Kasonde Mwenda, remember they arrested him unfairly, that he issued an opinion that the president got lost in Chinsali. How is that even an offense? How is it even an offense? So put in the comment, let's understand. Has my dear brother Kasonde Mwenda been released from Kawata police station over this charge they had put on him, that he had misled the country, that the president got lost? He played a video that showed clearly the presidential convoy making reversals, going back and forth and making a U-turn. A presidential convoy never makes a U-turn, never reverses. You can never reverse the VIP. This is one of the typical small rules that are there, you know, for VIP protection. So we saw that convoy of the president reversing and back, reversing and making a U-turn. And Kasonde Mwenda, knowing something about statecraft, said the president was lost and he was not far from it. Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, he was mourning his young brother. May his soul rest, may Henry's soul rest in eternal peace. He had found under the Patriotic Front. Again, that's an issue that we'll discuss later because it's affected by the notice that ECZ issued. Chanda Ebi Katotowe, Patriots for Economic Progress. Kafula Mubanga, Development People's Party. Dr. Richard Silumbe, Leadership Movement Party. Dr. Fred Membe under Socialist Party. You know very well who Dr. Fred Membe is also running. Like Brian is leading Tonse Alliance, Makebi Zulu is leading Pamozi Alliance, PF Pamozi Alliance. Dr. Fred Membe is also leading, under Socialist Party is leading the People's Pact, a large forum as well. Then my guest today, Moses Mawere, he's also been listed, Exodus Party for Peace and Prosperity. He's also been given a date to file in and bring his 1,000 supporters, but because we are hosting him, he's going to tell us more about that dramatic and good decision that he made. We have Makebi Zulu under Resolute Party. Remember, the PF Pamozi Alliance picked Resolute Party as a special purpose vehicle, like they did with NDC, like they did with FDD. This time they picked Resolute Party, and Makebi Zulu had filed under Resolute Party. Given Katota, Honorable Given Katota, the independent MP from Chiengi, she's standing as an independent. This was a surprise for me. I didn't see it coming. I had no idea. Xavier Franklin Chungu under Liberal Democratic Party. The young people may not know who Xavier Franklin Chungu, but this is a former Director General of the Intelligence. He's a well-renowned personality from the 90s. And, you know, he was one of those respected directors of intelligence, and he tried to demystify the intelligence, because the intelligence live under cloak and dagger in the shadows. We began for the first time to see in newspapers who the Director General of the Intelligence was. We began to see him hosting meetings and having end-of-year parties, something you never see and you've never seen. And of course, he was involved in those allegations with the late President, Dr. Frederick Chiluba. So Xavier Franklin Chungu, the former spy chief, is coming in under Liberal Democratic Party. Wheeler Joseph Mudolo, the man that is based in South Africa, there was a recent development about him that he is co-charged with Shepard Bushiri. Him and his wife are co-charged, and the High Court ruled, the matter has been pending for the last almost 6 years. The High Court ruled that William Dolo should now begin to be prosecuted by the National Prosecution Authority of South Africa. That was the latest development last week. So is he able to come? Will they give him his passport? We don't know, but he has paid the 100,000 kwacha. And his name is not listed to any. Whether he's an independent, he's not listed to any political party. Remember, he was appointed as a member of Central Committee under the Mao Sampa faction. Then we have also, this is a surprise candidate, but he's been moving quietly. Dr. Brian Mushimba, Organized People's Party. This is a former Minister of Transport, Works and Supply and Energy. He was recently in the news running Ndola Energy. Ndola Energy can't be sustained if Indeni is shut, because they use heavy fuels to process power. So there was, during the shutdown that we had, the power crisis we had, we saw Brian Mushimba emerge as CEO of Ndola Energy. But while the power shortage has gone, I think also it's extremely expensive to bring the heavy oils they use. But Ndola Energy was set up next to Indeni so that it can process the byproduct of processing fuel were heavy fuels, and it was using those heavy fuels to power. So I don't know the future of Ndola Energy. So here we see Dr. Brian Mushimba coming up under Organized People's Party. Then Dr. Richwell Siamunene, former Defense Minister, New Focus Party. Then Pastor Peter Chanda, New Congress Party, the former Special Purpose Vehicle for the Patriotic Front. Then we have Bishop Trevor Msonda Mwamba. Again, here I've noticed that Bishop Trevor Msonda Mwamba didn't disclose the party, because remember, UNIP, New Congress Party, FDD, these are embroiled in internal wrangles, and they must have something to do with the Registrar of Society. What is the issue with the Registrar of Society? What did they say that has gotten worried, that has gotten me worried and summoned you to this broadcast? Remember, we've been talking about that ECZ is going to use the Registrar of Societies to bar certain candidates, and that they may not even allow independents. This is a narrative we've been running, and we've been telling the opposition party to come on this, because everything ECZ is doing must be based and located in the law. But some of the regulations they've put up are not anywhere in the law. Like this regulation they've put up, it's not supported by any law. But this is what they've said. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, of course, let me go to the actual notice. This is a story. Let me just go to the actual notice. That the schedule of the list above, the one I've read to you, the 26, is a list of aspiring presidential candidates who have expressed interest to the commission. The commission has reflected these details as provided by the candidates, including the name of the sponsoring political party. Remember, I said Brian Munduwile has not provided the name, but here it is listed as Forum for Democracy and Development. And it's important why I have to say that. So they've said the commission has reflected these details as provided by the candidates, including the names of the sponsoring political party was submitted by the candidates where they've been listed. This schedule doesn't in any way imply that the nominations have been validated by the commission. Validation of nominations will be conducted by the returning officer from Monday 18th to Friday 22nd May 2026. And here is the most important one. Please note that during nominations, all aspiring candidates must present, number one, an adoption certificate to the returning officer. Number 2, the adoption certificate must be signed by both the president and the secretary general of the sponsoring political party. This is very important because remember, there are issues where the state is fighting political parties and the names that appear on the registrar are not the names of the people that lead those parties or are intending to stand on those political parties. And this is what it says. The adoption certificates must be signed by both the president and the secretary general of the sponsoring political party as reflected in the records of registrar of societies. For example, the PF's record were unilaterally changed, illegally changed, and the leadership of the PF do not appear. The person who appears there is Robert Chabinga and Morgan Ingona. And of course, Mao Sampa is also there. So there they are saying the people signing, the president and the secretary general, must appear on the records of registrar of societies. Then this is what they say. Any letter signed by an individual whose name doesn't match the official records will result in the invalidation of the nomination papers. Any letter signed by an individual whose name doesn't appear on the official records of the registrar of society will result in the invalidation of the nomination process papers. Then number 4, candidates standing for president who are not the official heads, where a political party, like in the case of Augustine Chandakatoto, where he has been sponsored by PEP President Sean Tembo. I'm just giving him as an example because it's a clear example I can think of. This is what it says. Any letter signed by an individual whose name doesn't match the official records will result, that's what we have read. Candidates standing for the president who are not the official heads of their sponsoring political party must produce, number 1, a confirmation letter signed by both the president and the secretary general stating that they've been sponsored by the political party. These are the 4 items we brought you to discussion. 1, we have Honorable Moses Mawele, who has made a very progressive matter, and I want to bring him in the studio. He's in the studio already. I want to bring him on. Number 2, a list of presidential candidates has been released. Number 3, the rules that have been released by ECZ. And to my knowledge, these may not be founded in the law, especially that the electoral process bill, which they want to anchor some of these rules, has not been passed into law. But we know the Speaker of the National Assembly is very, very determined, and she wants to make those those bills pass. Let me bring in Honorable Moses Mawele, my esteemed guest, and we hear how he's been doing. My dear brother, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, my brother?
How's Golf Mboya?
Golf is good. At least it keeps us healthy.
Wonderful, wonderful. Honorable Moses Mawele, before we come to the critical issues, just briefly tell us who Moses Mawele is.
Thank you, Ambassador Mamba. I'm sure most of the Zambian people are very familiar with this face. Moses Mawele is still a young man who aspired at a very tender age to become a leader of this country. After leaving the Zambian National Farmers Union, I went into politics in Chipata Central. I aspired and I was able to emerge victorious in 2016. And by the grace of God, I was appointed Minister of Youth, Sports and Child Development under the leadership of His Excellency Edgar Chagwalungu. May his soul rest in peace. I served under him for 3 years, then I became a backbencher. Then in 2021, I never aspired. I'm sure you agree with me that I went mute for some time. I was busy reflecting on my next journey in my political career. With my colleagues, we sat down and we realized that there was need. Our political journey was not yet over because we were still young and vibrant. And looking at the political landscape we had in Zambia at that time, we realized that we needed to embark on a journey where we need to form a political party. And we started this journey almost about 3 years ago. It took us more than 1.5 years to register this political party, and eventually a certificate was issued to us. And I'm sure, Ambassador Mwamba, you agree with me that as young as we were as a party, we went into Chawama and we did very well. We are so proud of ourselves as a young political party.
Honorable Mawele,
Yes, please.
I'm interested in the part where you formed a political party. You are one of the few political parties that were formed during this period of the UPND. How long did it take you, and what process did you go through?
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba. You see, there was a notion when UPND came into power that UPND won't allow any other political party to be formed under their regime. But of course, me who believes in the independence of the system, together with my colleagues, we said, let's test the waters, because we can't conclude without testing. So we went into it, and it took us not less than 1.5 years. Of course, what you do first, Mr. Mwamba, is that, Ambassador Mwamba, is that you go and do the name clearance with the Registrar of Society. Afterwards, you go to Electoral Commission of Zambia for the logo clearance. From there, you go to police for fingerprints lifting. And then once you finish that process, you go back to you go to the local authority, which is the council. They need also to endorse on it, because that's one of the requirements. Then eventually you go back to the Registrar of Society, where your documents are uploaded on the system, and eventually your papers, your registration is done. So this process, Ambassador Mwamba, it took us about almost 1 year and 6 months.
Yeah, that particular part was very important, because we understand that for independence, ECZ wants to use that as an excuse that it's difficult to clear names. For the people that are appearing on the register, they will say it took 6 months, 3 months to clear them. So the independence, we understand that ECZ wants to use that as an excuse. But anyway, that's not for your narrative, that's for my narrative. So please continue. You participated in the Chawama by-election in your inaugural, as a political party.
Yeah, as a political party, because our belief was to ensure that we are in good standing with both the Registrar of Society and also the Electoral Commission of Zambia. And indeed, we went to Chawama. Of course, there were some hurdles which we overcome, and our party was put on a ballot paper. I'm sure you saw it. But that process was very important for us, and also to register our presence in the political arena. So from there, we embarked on a journey of mobilization, like I have indicated. I'm coming from the school, 2 schools actually. The School of Zambia National Farmers Union and the School of Michael Chilufya Sata. So we believe in structures, and because of that, we had to go in all the 10 provinces and start establishing structures. As we speak right now, Ambassador Mwamba, we are so comfortable that we have leadership in all the 10 provinces of this country. So, in short, that's what I can say about our...
You recently held a national conference. I don't know how you call it. Is it a national conference? Is it a national congress? Or is it a national meeting? I don't know how you call it under your constitution. But it elected you as president and presidential candidate. Just speak about that briefly.
Thank you. Ambassador Mwamba, our constitution is very progressive. One of the clauses we have in our constitution is that the party president shall not automatically be the presidential candidate. For you to be a presidential candidate, you need to be elected by what we call National Delegates Conference. And this is in line with our 2026 amended constitution, where the law demands that political parties should elect their candidate. And that is what we did, and that's what we saw. And from that process, I emerged as not only the party president, but as the presidential candidate for Exodus Party for Peace and Prosperity. That's what you saw. And we were ready because the mandate that conference gave us was for us to prepare ourselves to participate on this year's general election.
You've been part of decisions of making an alliance. Like you are saying, your party, although they elected you, they said you are free to either stand as president or seek a presidential candidate who you can support. You have conducted a search survey and talks with the various leadership. How come you settled on Citizen First and Harry Calaba's Orange Alliance?
Ambassador Mwamba, actually this is a very interesting topic because like I've indicated that our party constitution is very progressive and it encourages synergies among political parties. And maybe the other thing which I need to mention is that from that delegates conference, we decided that we will have our own alliance, which we call Exodus Alliance. And we have a number of political parties which have joined us. Now, there have been this call, a very loud call, Ambassador Mwamba, that the Zambian people are saying, can we have a united opposition political party? Or can we have united opposition so that we don't divide votes going into this general election? As we are aware that the Zambian people, they know who to remove. They are yet to decide who to bring in. So that call is very loud and clear, and ourselves would not avoid it. And we had a number of, or series of meetings with other opposition political parties. And today we are here after a thorough consultation and so searched that we have concluded that, like you have mentioned, you were just reading the ECZ requirements. What I would want the Zambian people to realize is that every game has got rules. So you need to beat, or you need to meet those rules for you to win the game. As long as you can't follow those rules, it is very difficult for you even to participate in that game. Now, these requirements, to me, I feel they may not be strange to a political party like Exodus Party for Peace and Prosperity, which again we have come to realize that even Citizen First has equally done their homework. Ambassador Mwamba, if truly a cooperative can have legitimate leadership, what more of a political party which wants to form government? Maybe I'm using that example because I'm coming from the Farmers Union. We have leadership at that local level where a chairman of that cooperative should be a member of that cooperative in the first place and should be elected by the leaders of that cooperative. It's how you emerge as a leader. And of course, your existence should be recognized by the law. So, as yes, we would have done it in either way you would want it to do it, but we said, what does the Zambian Constitution demand of us? That's why it took us 1 year, 6 months for us to register this political party. And I can assure you, all those requirements which you have mentioned there, Exodus Party qualifies 100%. I'm the party president of Exodus Party for Peace and Prosperity, and my name is before the Registrar of Society. Our Secretary General, whom we have right now, is still the same Secretary General who is with the Registrar of Society. So we don't have any ambiguity in our existence as a party. And we were very much ready to take up this journey of us participating in this generation. Of course, you have just read there that we managed to pay. We paid the 100,000 kwacha, meaning that we are ready for it. I've just told you that we have structures in all the 10 provinces. We have already mobilized our supporters in all those 10 provinces. We are equal to the task. But the most important thing is, after successfully filing in our nomination, so what? We'll go and campaign as divided the opposition political parties. It means that we won't answer the call of the Zambian people who are saying that we know which organization to remove, we are yet to know which organization to put in. And after doing the soul search, we have realized that we can only partner and support, even an event that we need to support. We should support a political party which is in good standing with the Registrar of Society, which is also in good standing with ECZ. And from our soul search, we have identified that Citizen First is equal to the task. At the same time, if you look at the leadership of Citizen First, it's a leadership which, to me, as Moses Mawere, I've worked very closely during the 3 years I was a cabinet minister. My brother, Hari Karawa, was the foreign affairs minister. And you see that position, Ambassador Mwamba, you who has been an ambassador, that position is very important and it brings a lot to a country like Zambia. Someone who has been exposed to that level, it is very easy to understand the governance system of the country and be able to govern it in a manner that will benefit the Zambian people. Time, Ambassador Mwamba, to experiment is over, and we can't experiment as a country. And myself, I have enough requisites to be president of this country. But today, with my colleagues in the Exodus Party for Peace and Prosperity, we have said anything short of what we offer ourselves, we are not ready to go for it. And we are seeing Citizen First with the leadership of Hari Karaba to be the leadership which we can trust and which will make us as Zambians prosper this country. Because what we need, Ambassador Mwamba, is a leader who quickly transform this country into a prosperous nation. Time to experiment is over. And if we experimented in the past, let's as Zambians avoid it going forward, because we have just few days. Next week, we are doing the pre-processing in the provinces. The other week, we do the actual nomination. There are a lot of uncertainties in other circles. And us as a party which wants to follow the law, wouldn't want to find ourselves in that situation. So Ambassador Mwamba, this decision we made is a very well thought decision, and we will never go back, because we have interacted with almost all the opposition political parties, almost all of them. And we know where they stand and where they are and what they're capable of doing. So maybe my appeal is, yes, a number of us will have paid the 100,000 kwacha. Let's not ask for a refund, but instead, let's rally behind one leadership that will emancipate this country from the yokes of high cost of living and high poverty levels for our country.
Indeed. What would be your advice to, like we've seen, is a 26, now 25, with you supporting your brother, Hari Kalaba? What would you say to other candidates? It is, they say, the most difficult people to advise, are the people in love and politicians. You politicians are very difficult to advise. But what advice would you give others to see if they collapse their personal ambition and look at the national ambition and identify a leader like you have? You've identified Hari Kalaba. Others can do the same and identify not just Hari Kalaba or any other leader. Collapse their personal ambition and support. What advice would you give?
Yeah, indeed, Ambassador Mwamba, it is very important for this country that we do what is right. Our time, each one of us, we have got time. And the time which is there right now, it is the time which is ordained by God. And ourselves as Zambians, let's search within ourselves that as opposition political parties, if we go it alone, are we able to bring the change the Zambian people want? If we are unable, which other political parties can we join hands with so that we are able to deliver to the expectation of the Zambian people? So I want to encourage my brothers and sisters who are in these other opposition political parties to do their soul search within themselves and see whether, if they go it alone, they will yield the desired results. If they do, well and good, I wish them all the best. If not, they can easily join hands with us who have done the leading now. Because I know, with my experience in politics, if you rate me, you realize that actually me and my party chance to gang up good numbers. But those good numbers we may gang up by us participating. Will they be good enough to bring the change the Zambian people want? So I would want my brothers and sisters, wherever they are, to do a soul search. I won't dictate where they should go, but of course, there is need for us to streamline ourselves and be able to collapse ourselves into maybe one or two opposition political parties so that we are able to meet the desired goal by what the Zambian people want. So we have taken a lead as Exodus Party. It doesn't mean that we have any limitations. Our Lugwaro is very much intact. Our support is very much intact. We can easily go and raise those 1,000 supporters. We can meet any other requirements, but will that give us the desired result at the end of the day? I leave it to them.
A matter, Honorable
Yes.
Mawere, that seems to stand in the way. Are the negotiations for someone to drop their interest or personal ambition and support another? Some want commitment that I'll be running mate or I'll be minister. Have you made this decision in an unconditional manner, or are there commitments that have been made to you? This is very important to the other candidates, because I know you leaders in the opposition have been talking to each other, but one of the sticking issues is what is in it for me.
Indeed, conditions can be there, Ambassador Mwamba, but you see, if you talk of the issues of running mate, that is a preserve of the presidential candidate to choose the running mate he or she wants. For us, as supporting political parties to that core, yes, we can have an understanding. That understanding should be an understanding which does not put the anchor political party into a tight corner where, in an event that they form government, then they fail to govern this. So we need unconditional support, but of course the country is big, and government space is good enough for all of us to be swallowed as opposition political party. So to us, it is purely brotherhood. We feel that us putting us together, our popularity and citizen first, we should be able to form government come August. And from there, we forge ahead. I don't think any minded right person would forget the person who has helped him or her. So we are going there with that understanding that we are giving citizen first unconditional support for now.
Oh, good. I think that's how it should be, that you go to this, alliance in an unconditional manner. Because when you go with conditions, I think that's what is making these issues quite difficult. I'll be
Yes.
opening the phone lines. Yeah, I'd like you to make your remarks and just encourage on the other candidates. You went to Citizen First in unconditional manner. I think that's admirable.
Yeah, indeed. And we want to urge our colleagues. There are a number of them who have seen there, who I know very well, very closely. I would want to encourage them to say, please, either they can reach out to me through me or reach out to my brother Harikarawa direct. I don't think my brother would be adamant to receive their cause.
Okay, no, wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be opening phone lines. Today is an emergency broadcast. If you have any thoughts about what ECZ is doing, I heard that some of the rules and regulations may not be founded in the law. And if the political parties don't pay attention to what's happening, we may see candidates blocked. And there's a persistent issue by Zambians that get together as the opposition party, get together. You know, let me just go through a list of people that have paid the 100,000 kwacha and have been given a calendar to bring supporters. This is Howard Kunda, Zambia Must Wake Up Party, Charles Chanda, United Prosperous and Peaceful Party, Kelvin Fubebwalia, Brian Muntaya Lua Mundubile, Given Mwenya Chansa, Professor Dr. Daniel Puli, Harry Kalaba, Enoch Roosevelt Tonga, Dr. Sebastian Coplande, Francis Mandona Mwape, Kasonde C. Mwenda, Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, Chanda A.B. Katotowe, Kafula Mubanga, Dr. Richard Silumbe, Dr. Fred Membe, Honorable Moses Mawere, who we are hosting today, Makebi Zulu, Given Katuta, Xavier Franklin Chungu, Willa Joseph Mudolo, Dr. Brian Mushimba, Dr. Richwell Siamnene, Pastor Peter Chanda, Bishop Trevor Msonda Mwamba, and President Hakainde Ichilema. Those are your candidates. I can see you already have cause for Honorable Moses Mawere, or you can comment about what ECZ is doing. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and give us your contribution.
Thank you very much,
Indita.
Never cherish enough Makumpika.
Bachelor Shelandenipo.
Honorable Mawele Shumabombe.
Mkwebale umfwa.
Mawele Chumabomba, Chintuchangala, to trace the expect to one once opposition Mafura United. And she never ever Mamba Pomweke, Ichomuling Lefe Kweva Bantua join Ali Kalava. Because Ali Kalava in good standing with ECZ and good standing with the Register of Society, which are three opposed. Abantu abengi bari mu prison ba opposition bare for umuntu wakusa mukubafunya owapalanga ali kana namwe no kupine mwikere ba mwamba tekufwa kwenu ile rona mukuti kama mucharo pamulambi wa behavior bakainde ichira ngamwasala umuntu wapala ali kala baba mwambani chimwabwera mu mucharo turemifwaira mu baby because we are very useful to this initiative. Just tell the people directly ukweba tulingire Nkalabahari and Citizen First. If you want to pose you know what will happen by Mwamba. Once, for example, Mwamba reject their nomination, meaning all the candidates that came in by FTD, Nishwa rejected, I'm an MP, I'm a councillor, I'm a council chairperson, Nishwa Pangalosi as the opposition. Alaka Bangiri the Kanwenali. This is the call for the unity of all the opposition political parties. Alana mfewenga kana shani kwala ndatukuli mperembensha kaeko but paka bechika kuleta angufemu ali mupata kalaba for the sake of uniting and tupususha bali muchifungwa bena chilangwa abena boma ngusambo tushike no mubiri wabayashi bayidiga lungu kufwayo kwebati to vote la kalaba ba Emmanuel Mwiso kashikumi lomba where you are seated there mwilala ndafya mti you can join wherever you want any political party. be strategical, be straight but to tell the people that we give you respect and watching information you are accurate. You are one of them. And if you tulelanda pamulandu waifi tulelanda pakwe bati charo chipusuke kuchangu pepo abareshtisha pamusebwa pabarechula bamwamba weso kumilomba if tulelanda bamundu berenga bafiro kumfwa bamakepi babule chipani chishana ku convention bamwamba ati pamozi alliance to abonshe icho chipani wale bombe kushinga ni arashani icho ara bamwamba ya mangalo te yasuma. Just tell the people the truth.
Thank you very much. A guide to our members. Let's not disparage any other candidate, but let's support whichever candidate, because here on this program, we are encouraging all of them to come together. Thank you for those thoughts, but those have always been the guidelines. Let's not disparage any other, but let us be respectful to the other candidates, because, you know, we are encouraging them to work together. Caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution. Endita Mwabombeni. Mkwayo, na tukwatawa Moses Mawere, na mkwatako question yabo.
Isa chitaba Moses Mawere, sinchimoshkankaranga, nganchitaba kufekti na bambi wa opposition kuchitefya. Nombecho nsangile pofyo wafya, kuliko muwa opposition abale monekana ngwa action yabo bare mona kwa torete na bawo ina kale na bekana na pachi kuna ni wa president na biebe yabo so bareranga bare moneka kwati abene mukutondonganya kwa bare mona kwati na bawo ina abafika eti ba join aba na upachi kuti bafwayo kwe bachibene bo ba join wamona nomba tachilefwayo kwe five ero kuti na bachitana encourage ba citizen first bakalaba bafuire bakamona na ba makepi bakapange chintu chimona ba makepi bakendere chapa. If you could face up and sense, I'm sure about the opposition, Mubare, Miapamur, Mubare, Monapatinamu in a Kalama election. Each if you didn't get such a Moses Maher. Erochimbiba ambassador, Deromako, president, Makep, Wangu, in on change there, go back to Varekara quiet. Bring the background, Wang, tomorrow for to align. To tell them, I want to live for Makep.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution. Let me put you on speaker. Yes, good evening.
My name is Hendrix, Your Excellency, calling from Lusaka.
By Hendrix Mulishani, Landeni po.
We know Your Excellency Mawombe Mkwai.
Yole saletu pala Landeni po.
Mkwai. Yo, wa President Maweri, wa Wombe Chintuich Kalambasana. I think that is a very good example that our opposition political leaders should follow. But Your Excellency, I want to make a very good point here that let's have a strategy as opposition political parties, especially my president's base. You know, some of these things we have to set up a public, I think. Let's have a meeting as opposition political party leaders. Let's just strategize. When you want to come together, okay, meet in private. I agree with President Fred Membe, what he said, to say, if you want us to come together, don't go public. Because you know the government you're working with, you know the government we have now. Do it privately. Let's have one presidential candidate who will be successful, who will be on the ballot. Regardless of the Mingala Tosho, ICZ, Balacha, but candidates who kesa Pitafe Parianga Pita, let's all rely behind that candidate. Not per media, no, it's any, Your Excellency, and it's not about it's any Mwombe nine. No. It's to work together, to bring people to work together, not to go out. No, it's any munjo in a political party and what political party, you know, and what presidency, you know, important is to say, come, we work together. We work together as a team. So in nature, my leaders will talk about, please, let's come up with a strategy. We know you are doing something, and we are encouraging you to continue doing that. But please, for now, the strategy should not be known.
Indeed. Like we just saw the results. Twamunafe wa Mawele Walanda. That means there have been discussions. That means they've been meeting. You are right there, caller, where you are saying it's important that we just see the results. Not Vale Kumanafe the first time we are seeing only pictures. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and make your contribution.
Hello, this is JJ Copperbelt.
Make your contribution, my dear sister.
Mawele, I'm very much safe to now. I'm really to Chimo. It's 50 plus 1 day, no. Yakwikala parish. Not tomorrow what we're dealing on about church in it, that we're dealing on abantu abalisiteta munatimichisa tekento tukatu from koshekento tukite bamawele fo bachita efifa ko kuchikala babonse ababonse tule umfoba mundo mwapunda apana mpia shonso yesho takuliwe ngapita fika kupita kukwata 50 kukwata 100 kupita kwabo ngapita nombanga mwapanga fe mwabechi nkishumo mwabalansi ero alansi yaka chachi notukulanya pamwela akuchiteni fyale chisenga yipi bamwamba batata balelondolola tilo twapokela obuteko kubasungu twaleto tama pikwa chikube tule shingurusha feminini wati notukutota tipa pana mungandanga bamufo muleto tilamafwa efo tilino nshita kuyikala fitondonga chawa manose kamwalole shanyafye mwamufa yafe mwebene fe munchita mwasana usafira fyanda bamundu bamembi balalanda wifi powerful words if you cover tiawu fuika chachi mutu atola munafimo if you feel it so if mwa kuli bali kalaba mwa bali kuli bali kalaba mwa bala panga alliance mwa bali monta mutu shwa ma president ya leo mfuku alefi pale kufifunya nala mumala uliomba bipe ku social media uliomba nala shashi balandira ati opposition tele mpashi mulikechi naba kali kwa batata
Emmanuel Nkoma wa Kudeben. Emmanuel Nkoma wa Kudeben. It's Dr. Emmanuel Nkoma from Deben, Mkwai.
Probably kunokunshi na twitanya okumivoda na twitanya fekinde kwengera la mumishi no kwenda pansi na makasopera nyala kumpiri konse okwalanda laba kumpiri abachipira abali mumishi bamawele congratulate na mabale ufoko kwa president imwe ba opposition bose bana makebi mweba ikatanyeni ke talenti tulabilisha na pamwela pakuleka pamwela kuleka pali bamumba kula mfoko kwa suggestion to alanda pakuleka.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contribution. Mkwai Mayo. Honorable Mumbipiri, Barishani Kuchongwe.
Tata tulishe bwino. Bamawele, Mboya Wandi, congratulations. In fact, I call you my son, you're not my Mboya because I'm married to your father. Congratulations for doing a right thing. Allah, there can only be one president at one go. Inenga newa pita mumuri ayama alliances. Na lala ndefo ya thidikwe, iya ba PF na ba UPND. Bashimwamba, it's because there were some people who were positioning to be vice president. Kuribasata. They frustrated that process. But even you know that story. Did the people who are positioning themselves, especially to be vice president to Asata, did that happen?
Oh, the alliance between UPND and PF in 2010.
Yes.
Mkwai. No, they didn't even become vice president.
You remember, Bushaba? Yes. Leadership, ifumakuliresa. Bashimwamba ifufwebekala muno mumafamu ina nintampo okufumya amataba kala abantu nga bayisa balekita peace week muli bapeera endalama namwishi batu inoshita kuli abantu abalekita peace week ukubapeera ubunga pambale ikyalopo kifikire fyonde you can cry ikibiipire kuli ayama alliances ifo fweba shunguluike intungulu shifwebengi. We have our personal interests. Some of these alliances, you can't believe, Bamwamba, you know. Badi Perana ma positions, they know who is going to be Minister of Defense, who is going to be Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is going to be Home Affairs. They even know they have given themselves Nabakayam Foreign Service. No by nature echo njipusha chakweba ushoyu moto akwata nfofwebe nefweba isungira nangulese watu sungiro waishiba mairo. Why should our personal gain be above the sufferings of the people? Bashimu ambaye nonshita utubana turi kuskuru turepitana mu mabala turefwa ya peace work. Uko aba free education. Elo nomba turechita concentrate. Pasishiride tutuwala dangukumo. Andi fo fweba lechitefi. Fweba moto ishanama V8. Abapa jaro nemvemu. Nangufye uyu muntu ngapita. Obonse baletina mushirumbulwa. Tukakonkanya pono kulashita fiwo mu V8. Are we truly Christians? Because the Bible says, ilavewe muine, walirira kwaba nobe. Love your neighbors, you love yourself. Inishire umfwa bwino kusanga, abantu bale chita peace work. Bale kupapata, nangu fye kuunga tupeni. Nangu tuswe chibuabwa katapeili mumabala. Is that the way we want our people from a rich country like Zambia to continue? Tidana miebere budabushikuba shimwambana tine ndimuma pepo alalesa tafirwa. Fweba Kristiani bonse tuikale pama kufi pantuifire chitika mchalo kutu wamo na tushaba ntuimitima na baba fumiamo. They can't see how the people are suffering. Abwabali kujere. That let's think of our friends who are in jail to the more leadership. You don't know what your friends are going through. Ask me, who has been there before. Wabere kulala muri aircon na malaiti na yashima. Elo throughout 1 year ulala muri light ile isuka. Bashima baba adishibata malaiti kujere tayaya. No matter what. Tayaya you sleep muri light. But anyway, me have hope. Let's atafirwa. Elo ba mwamba inecha ichimpa push after you read that list. As I conclude, some of the people who are appearing on that list of presidents, Baba Alliance. Sheba Copeland tabadi mo alliance na ba mundubire. Badani Pule tabadi mo alliance na ba mundubire. Why can't they withdraw the way Bamawere has done? A lot of those people are in the alliance. Look at that list. And please go through what Electoral Commission of Zambia has said again. Wakutitumfu ikishe, mwabale chita educate abantu, no ule mituka, no ule ponta, they should think twice. What have they said? Maybe it's going to help us.
I'm going to read that again. Thank you.
Please do that.
Thank you. This is what we are going to do. I'll take 2 calls, then I'll let Honorable Mawere answer, then I'll release him. Then we will continue with your calls up to the hour. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contribution. Mkwai, make your contribution. Mkwai.
Amashwano mpela president wali kwa amashwano mpali wa Mawere wale bati teaching sana kabi kanko no chalo ko chireni kabi na to kwa president wali kwa pakuba focus kuba focus ndiko mashumuna kwati structure yonke chesu cha Zambia concept komonga piti and president wali kutima umona kabili natotera na bamawe bafyoga kishira natotera sana mkwe.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and give us your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
My name is Alex. May I please join other callers to congratulate Honorable Moyo
Mawele.
Good evening.
Mawere.
Mawele. I'll start by saying I'll be very brief, Ambassador, because I know that this program demands a lot of, it calls a lot of people to participate. It's the same call of other people that have participated calling for unity of the opposition. But there's something interesting. From the time that Mawele left his the office as a minister, it has been more than 8 years plus, which means this is how clean he is, that he has no any records of a crime. But you never know with this government, they can create anything against him. Ambassador and Mawele, the core is the same. And I remember on this program, and several times we have told this government that the election this year has got nothing to do with political parties. It has got something to do with the people and the people of the land. The public themselves, they shall choose to concur with those words that the Honorable Mumbipira said. Leadership comes from God. So they can be distracted, they can be pointing. It's not about Munduvili, it's not about Makebi, it's not about Lubinza, and many others. It's about what God has promised. And I want to speak to the opposition that there was a prophet of God in my ending remarks. There was a prophet of God that went to the house of I think it's Jacob. And when he went to the father asked, I'm here to anoint the family, one of the child. God has asked me that I should anoint one of your children. The father presented those that they were in his eyes that they were men enough. But he said, no, there's somebody. And he said, oh, he's a little boy who's actually taking care of the animals. And they were called up. When he was called Joseph, he said, yes, this is the one.
David. It's the story of David. Yeah.
David. And this time around, David shall be born. It might make not even from all these people who has participated. It might be Mawere, it might be Makebi, it might be anybody. But the people of the land, they shall vote. And all what I'm encouraging you people, don't think now because all the callers of this program, they were favoring me. I'm asking, humble yourself. Go and discuss just like other people. Go back. We don't want to hear your strategy on this forum and many other forums. All we want to see is action and action. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello. Good evening. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening. My name is Maxo Chongo.
Maxo Chongo. Wonderful. Yes. Make your contribution, Max.
Yes. Good evening, Honorable Moses Mawere. I think you have done a very good job. You know, a lot of Zambians want a united opposition. And it takes a man with character and principles to say, let's heed to what the Zambian people want. I am just hoping that many more opposition leaders will see the need to follow your footsteps and form one opposition movement that should go to the 13th August general election. We do not have time. We cannot always be talking about unity in social media, on TV, on radio, and then there's no practicality to what we're talking about. But with the steps that we have taken, truly create hope, give hope to the Zambian people that we still have upright leaders that will put their personal interests aside and prioritize the interests of the Zambian people. A good move indeed, from a decision that I'll consider to be very wise, and I hope other politicians who see the need to do so. I also want to end by telling aspiring candidates, members of parliament, mayors, council chairperson and councillors, be very, very careful as we head towards 13th August general elections. A wrong decision will kick you out of the race, not because you don't qualify to be in the race, but because you opted to go against what is written or what is being said by ECZ, by joining or applying on a political party that will be disqualified. And that will mean the ruling will win more seats in opposition stronghold. So for now, with the Mingalato at play, we should be prepared to sit and make some painful decisions that will go against our personal interest, but will be the interest of the Zambian people. Thank you very much and good evening to you all.
Thanks, Max. Max Chongo is National Youth Chairperson under the Citizen First, and he has made those remarks. Let me bring in Honorable Moses Mawere. He gives his remarks and responses to the people and their questions, and then we release him. Then you are going to have about 30 minutes of phone in. Honorable Mawere, you've heard what the people have said. First, congratulations once again. They've commended your decision as a leadership decision to, first of all, put your own personal interest aside and look at the national interest. And among the leaders aspiring, you chose someone to support. And, you with your political party, Exodus Party, with also your alliance, because you have an alliance, you have joined another alliance led by Harry Kalaba. So you've heard the comments. Make your comments, respond to any of the people that called, including Honorable Mumbipiri and Max and others. Then we are going to release you. Then for you, the callers, I'm going to take your calls in the next 30 minutes. Let's allow Honorable Mawele to answer and make his concluding remarks.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba. What should be well understood, Ambassador Mwamba, is that the decision we have made as a party, Exodus Party for Peace and Prosperity, it was not an easy decision. It is a decision where you have to forgo yourself for the sake of others. Like everyone has indicated that us who are aspiring right now, we may be in the privileged positions because we can afford a meal. We can do whatever we want to do because God has blessed us with the means. But as long as we are worth the salt, we need to realize that our leadership will be nothing if we can't answer to the cry of the Zambian people. And that's what has given us courage as a party, and me personally myself. I'm sure you can't doubt my political experience. I'm a very experienced politician, and most of those people who have applied there, they can attest to the fact that Mawere is not a small boy. He's a serious force to reckon with. But we decided as a party that we have to forgo our desires for now and rally behind one opposition political party so that we answer clearly to the core of the Zambian people who have said, we know which organization to vote out, and they are yet to decide which organization to vote in. So those who are still contemplating, please, may Almighty God reach out to you people quickly, because next week, starting Monday, the pre-processing of 100 supporters in each province begins. And before Monday, we should make decision, and a decision that will liberate the Zambian people. So, Ambassador Mwamba, I'm sure from all the callers so far, I don't think there's any need for me to dilute their contributions, because their contributions are as good as mine. That indeed, let's answer to the call of the people, regardless of who we think we are, regardless of the numbers we have mobilized, regardless of how popularity we have become. But let's seek within ourselves. We should be the ones to forget about ourselves before we expect others to rally behind us. So this call, Ambassador Mwamba, I want to make it very clear. It is not a simple call. It takes a lot of courage, and it takes the wisdom of God that you can do away with what you treasure most. Because all of us want to provide leadership to the Zambian people. But you say, for now, I will show off my ambitions and I will rally behind my brother Harikara. Who knows? God's time is the best. Some of us, we are still young. We are full of life. Definitely one day God will remember us and we will be there to rule this country. So that's what I can say for now. And I would want to appreciate you. On a short notice, you were able to say, Mawere, I want you to feature you on my program. I didn't expect your call actually today because I think at the time I was still doing meetings with my colleagues, and I don't know how the news reached you very quickly, quicker than most of us who are in Zambia. I think it's within a flash that you were able to pick the news that this is the decision we've made. It shows how connected you are to the Zambian people and the Zambian soil. So keep it up. May God continue reaching blessing all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mawere. Indeed, before the news actually broke out that you had withdrawn from the race, I think I was among the first people to break that news. But thanks to the people that give us information, all we ask is that the information must be verified. Even when I got this information, I called you. And kudos to you. I asked you a question. In the next 1 hour, can you come to the program? And here we are. We've had a successful program with you verifying the information that I got. So thank you very much. And thank you for the sacrifices you made to appear on the program, abandon the meetings that you had, just to inform the nation of this very difficult but important decision. And I hope that other candidates will emulate you. Honorable Mawere, we'll release you. You can watch the program, but we'll just be taking phone calls after this. Thank you.
May you have a evening.
Yeah. In case there is a hard question that needs you, I'll call you on the line and you can answer the callers through a phone call. You don't have to come through the broadcast. I might do that. So, Mwantu Wakwalesa, let's go back to the cause. What are we discussing today? The list of candidates who paid the 100,000 has been released. There are 26, including Honorable Moses Mawere, former Minister of Sports, and he was at the Zambia National Farmers Union before his political life, and he has led with good leadership. And he says, well, let me give others an opportunity. Let me yield to the call by Zambians to unite. And that's what he has done. And he has joined Honorable Harry Kalawa's Orange Alliance. And he also had an alliance of his own. And his alliance has joined Orange Alliance. And we hope one day to see a grand alliance that brings together all these alliances. So thank you very much, Honorable Moses Mawere. So this is what we are discussing, the list of the 26, and ECZ calendar has been issued who will bring the 1,000, when they will bring it. And my concern was on the attached notice to the program that they've released to the public. And this is what the notice said. Please note that during nominations, all aspiring candidates must present an adoption certificate to the returning officer. Number one, note that. Number two, the adoption certificate must be signed by both the President and the Secretary General of the sponsoring political party, as reflected in the records of the Registrar of Societies. Number three, any letter signed by an individual whose name doesn't match the official records will result in the invalidation of the nomination papers. Number four, candidates standing for the president who are not the official heads of their sponsoring parties must produce confirmation letter signed by both the president and Secretary General, stating that they've been sponsored by the political party in addition to the signed adoption certificate. This is as contained in the ECZ official communication issued today on 7th May 2026. We will not discuss the status of various political parties. The various political parties that might be affected by this know themselves. All I can do is bring this information to you and to the public for us to know what ECZ is trying to do. I have been warning that it is trying to disqualify candidates. You heard Honorable Moses Mawere, 1.5 years to register a political party, have their names of the political party cleared, have the names of those that are submitted to the Registrar of Society cleared. And we have seen that ECZ is trying to use these administrative hurdles to back candidates. But are these administrative hurdles rooted in the law? Are they rooted in the Electoral Process Act of 2026? We know that they are amending the law. When KBF warned that some candidates may not appear as presidential candidate, he was insulted. He clearly knew what ECZ was planning. I don't think that KBF said this with malice. He was warning. Let me give a powerful example. When John Sangwa tried to register the political party, he met the hurdles. Do you know what John Sangwa did? He went to court and he got a favorable judgment. In fact, if John Sangwa had lived through what the Constitutional Court had directed, his party would have been registered by now. Because that ruling, that judgment is extremely fundamental. And I think for the political parties and their strategies, they need to look at this ruling from the Constitutional Court that compelled the Registrar of Societies not to use administrative hurdles to prevent people from registering political parties. There's something we can learn. With this notice from ECZ, if political parties are smart enough, they can challenge the ECZ in the Constitutional Court and say, tell us the law you are using. These are in your head. You have looked at some candidates and you are now formulating these regulations in order to bar them. And to you, the viewers, we bring these issues for you to be aware, for you to be part of the advocacy, for Zambia to have democratic, credible, transparent, free and fair elections. Let's start with your cause. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
Hello, Ambassador Mamombeni Mpai.
Ndita Mayo, Barishani.
Tulife bwino mama Nyirenda ndetumina kusuvaresti.
Thank you, mama.
Nakushako bonsa balika kumulabasa wesubusu mu. Umulabasa wali ingile shuri muzambia matwita kutwaisa kuna ku studio kutwaikarako. Nomba bali tuchinga. Okwisa kwiri ashibalandire bamawere tulefo kubatotera omulandu wako bati bayubwera mu kwe bati bakeminine lero balefaya bapange kyakosa basendo omuntu umo eminine epepo tule pepo kwe bati lipepo lesa tunfwe omulandu wako bafuna tuchula muno Mzambia tulefaya leader uwala tusunga Filafine balando kwa bati ukulya emiku itatu. Eyo tulefirwa ukulya na mfe omukumo sometimes. Ababa lida bakampene no tubunga mu mukoshi. Na abafiro katulye fintu sha londoloka. Lero tulelomba kuli ba ECZ. Nangu bangalete malamulo yabo ayo last minute. Nangu bangalete fya shani takulye kofikaya. Omulandu wako bati potwalishinja kali. Baeche twalipenda kale kwa bati aba 2026 tabaka pite. Omulandu wako bati na tuchula. Baeche balandiro kwa bati 43 houses ya kwata sira lungu. Tabatu webe fishinka. Baishile mpawa no bufi. Soche tulelomba kuli Mazambiani. Kuli ba opposition bonse please to apapata. I am 100,000 mwale ya mkona mkulipiro kwa bati uyo minina alefa abu president twamitotera omulando okwati so namwisuka emitoko bati mwikale pamo bandunga mwalekano yayo kuwayoku tatwakamyerere era tatwakamperepo chance bati ekyo tulepo akwe bati fine mwaikatano kati mwikatane nalako nga mashwera bachanda ba brother okwe bati nga mulepanga ekintu mwina kireta pavu tatutu omulando okwati ba UPND na bakwata isambu ishingisha kwati bangachingiramu abana abo abo nomba bayakwisiza eduuka okwe bati awe tulefoyo okwe bati awe umuntu alayimirina basayine banani kane babali bafuire baishiwe kwati balungu nga bali kweta omutima bakwetowo nga tatulabeta ba president apa lero ino Zambian democracy tatulefoya kino kyalo babe ba dictator please twabapapata nga bale kutikoko lekani bantu basanke bantu bamene bafuna please twamipapata mwadileta saibalo tulafirwa okulanda efintu byokatumangusuke panani kane apa umulando akwati mwalituletera saibalo tuletino kwati nga twalanda sana mwala tukonga kusurveillance kwati abo bamabalelanda sana abo bekateni so leke ntukasale omuntu oyo tulefwaya namukupwilikisha bahede makosi babo mwamba bombe bwino.
Thank you very much. Let's take some more calls. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Ambassador Mwamba, this is Fabian Nyangu from Kota Belt.
Yes.
Yes, actually, I have followed you for some time.
Hello?
Honorable Mwamba, good evening.
Yes, we can hear you. Proceed, my brother.
Yeah, thank you. I have followed you for some time, and in some areas I have disagreed with you, and other areas mostly I have agreed with you. I heard honorable this one from Chongwe. Yes, where she said that most of the people they are suffering. And when I look at the list of the presidential candidate who have paid to ECZ, most of them I saw that they have got ideology of my coach Rufia Sata. Now my question is, why is it taking too long for these people to unite, to form up one party, to come together so that these people can stand in one opposition and challenge the current president? If all these people, they have paid 100,000, this 100,000, it is a lot of money which can even benefit the people of Zambia and also help them in their campaign. I hope these people, they are going to start thinking uprightly that the people of Zambia, they are suffering and they have to unite, and these people they are wasting, it can even help in other areas. Thank you, Honorable Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Mwamba.
Good evening.
Yeah, you are speaking to Jakose within Lusaka.
Jakose, make your
Mr.
contribution.
Mwamba, are you going to allow me? Thank you so much. Are you going to allow me, Mr. Mwamba, to speak my Banga language? Because me, I'm used to speak Tonga.
Please proceed, my brother. You just know the rules. Don't disparage people. Don't insult. But say your opinion.
No. Thank you so much. I think Mr. Emmanuel Mwamba, chakusaguna wamba uti bamawele wewe dani. Ekyo kimwe kita bamawele kimwe tewujite ekyo. Mu Zambia tukisi bantu bali selfish. That's why in Zambia bantu bali poor. Majority of people bantu they are poor, Mr. Mwamba. Agamba uti tukisi bantu bali selfish. There is no way this time tolugwera kuti Mazambia ni tulamigaje bo muntu omwe opposition one. Example nga upa example yakuti example ya president ba ali kalaba. Nye muntu ngotu abona ti season first political party yawo irasalala inina tumpyongo inina ma issues and your president ali kalaba barasalala so tolwera kuti president ali kalaba wonse makati ma opposition party balayimirira wonga kuti bakakusupport bali kalaba ino chatuchompya Mr. Mwaba. We are very sad, my elder brother Mr. Mwaba. Ramoti mu Zambia tuchisiba bantu bali selfish. Aswa Zambia taiga sumpuki development mu Zambia taigo. So in conclusion Mr. Mwamba, when chita conclude nifuna chita invite all political parties kusebenzera pamoja tiangana kuti political party ili clear ili bema issues ili na mabwanji yone kamonga ni citizen chabe first ingatitandizire wose tientende citizen first tingatandizira president katicho sabantu namugasama bagainde jirema mungu akutaresereza mule bamwenu wonu mabai.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for that call. We are taking your calls. Please call. We had a wonderful emergence program today to discuss the development at the ECZ and the decision by Honorable Mawele, which was a wonderful decision. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Thank you. Am I through to?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba. Vela Zambia bonsoko muli komune mfira kuri mulabasa. Na tota sana kumpela ko ishuko ya kulanda kona ini pa mulabasa pa ndikulo kwa kaputa mkoani na
Mkwaya bena kaputa.
Natotela mkwaya. Tutotele wa President Mawere. Chichintu bakita. Okunaka umutimezi. Na abandi kofie titwabalomba nabo bene okuwirira efifine kuichefya naisa tuwombere pamo n'abakuti era naifo bonse bakonfwa nabakasosa pali yumulabasa kukoseresha mu misango yonse isuma nga tulechita draw ishitunguru shishikiri palya tule ponya kweshu ifile okuti okupokea chinsenda kunkoko kuna kirila tuila afika petwaba pumaula pali ifina fila chachi neka fyali chitika nomba hapo chifikiria hapa na shuka kwa kwa bati tunakirireko mwe bantu alaiseni mwele seni uombereko naba pamo pamo efo namuna kuti nacho kuti chawa moku fobene fobe kala chalo kuti na foto alolesha popamilandire yesu tulebwesha aba bantu elo bamwambana imwe twatotera pampando mwaikalapo pumule virembire tule palama ko wonso kuti tulandepo tukwate ko utuma izo sere moneni ba opposition surely efu tukeka efu fine ngata tuwini ne mu 2026 August yenyeshi yashalako we twafanye okuchinja obwikashi mwanfa filanda amaiba mu bipiri abantu kula bombelo obunga muno mu 2026 chinchi charenge efyo tabagala bakwata fertilizer ya kumalira mu 2021 na pano pali apa perere 2025 amabala baleeri makali balishtisha matabakulu ya Food Reserve Agency bale balitafya chitikapo bwino straightforward mu 2021 yaba UPND okushinga palo bale iperesha tabaye mu 2026 mu parliament mlete mwabo ba opposition konsoko muli ikatanene twamilomba kiteni ko ekicha kitabatata ba Mawere apa awe na dotera sana ba Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Wise words from Kaputa. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Hello, caller.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
It's Mr. Munkonge, Ambassador.
Bamunkonge, and some kwa landeni po Bamunkonge. Mushmene yo phone mule umfuilako.
The phone branda fe pali ECZ. Aya ama adoption certificate ama candidates. Ninshi period shani wa bapere akupokera pama adoption certificate ma qualifications inshari po pakwati patiria ya poka ila adoption certificate pakwati ulia then apa kushe general secretary and the president yonse ama signature abiri ushe yafuile yasangwa kutumwa mwasha okundondorera kona nenshira irimo okupoka ma adoption certificates ya makandidates ngachakwe bati it's free na ngupali na ma conditions pako bati ya adoption certificate bachiteshani vaikwate then chintu chimbi ndekoseresha kofe ayambya ma leaders before tatulaingira mu elections bakwate okuchitako encourage ama supporters babo banasheko language ile yakuleta yakuchita disunity because kuma supporters nga kwabasana disunity chibasalengo kweba chero twa my elections to abantu ababura okwikatana because stage twikatane iliyo ama elections na yamba ko tufure twakwata okwikatana before my elections ukwamba pa grassroots because nga tatuikatene fwebene chitwasapange fintu fyako bachitwalenga ama elections yachitira mo league because insta turi cooperate nombanga na twikatana no kutemwana na my elections twasanga pam oro chimbi chintu ambassador ine na lara ndakwatipinda kushambassador ifine imwe uombe inchito ya ma broadcast then umwana lero leshofe mule bomba akupa kono kumono kweba tikwena batata bale bombe fina ine nara kwata broadcast lura mwana aya mukubomba na broadcast yakwe then amono kweba tale bomba bwino amano afunishe kuli imwe aita kuna bambya ma partners kwambo kubomba ku broadcast kwine oro then asa myebo kweba tiwe badadi ndemi tafumeni kuli yo broadcast iseni kuno tubombe na bama partners na ita kusheba mwamba kuti mwaimano kuya kula ku broadcast na pera mkwai
Munkonge wala mbika mkona sana wa Munkonge na atasha wa Munkonge na alafu aisha ya kumiasuka. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
Hello, Mwamba wa nameless Mwagombe ni tata Mwagombe.
Mkwai.
Yeah, Mwamba, I would like to congratulate the Honorable Marawe. Is that the name?
Yes, Moses Mawere.
Mawere, yeah, Moses Mawere. Moses Mawere, congratulations. You've really done a great thing. You have opened the way, to those who can't just think for themselves. You have thrown that thought into their hearts. And we are just hoping that they'll take your step. Please, opposition parties, do what Bamawere has done. We really thank him so much. Bamwamba egoism is something that, lead people, to bad thoughts, selfishness. With all this money that they have spent to just, fight for presidency, this money could help a poor Zambian. I hope they could come back. They could come back to their senses and do the same thing Bamawere Rachita. Bamawere Tata, Valesa Vale Mwisho Mtende, Tukamibukisha, Olongatafia Kabombe, you'll be the first person who put out the front of everybody and say, he did it and you failed. Thank you so much, Bamwamba.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Mamba. This is from Livingstone.
Yes, Moa. Make your contribution.
Best thing, Mamba, enemy tashe pamile mumule ombe. Emily mumule ombe moayamba fe kulingana na passion mwaka wa Treasure. I don't come much. I know you're running and Shamana Poe Muripisha no repair. A church alango go to Mure Bombera Mutima and once in a Charoche switch, Pacharoche switch. But he ain't to Mure Bamwamba. Winga Milambra, Makamaka, and Ida Sabati Mupitriche. Put Karamika from Map Polions, Murendava womb. The other thing is about opposition and unity. Ambassador, if we this thing of the opposition and unity, I'm a leader of our opposition. I don't know how they are looking at it, but there's also an aspect of time. when you look at the dates for nominations, I'm a councillors, I'm a members of parliament, I'm a MPs. I'm activities are yakamba pa 18th May 2026. And today, when you look at the date, it's the 7th of May. So you discover that the process you're going to Guanishama paper on Sekuma candidates, it's not short, it's lengthy. They have to get the 12 results verified. They have to be registered with HDRI. They have to be registered with PACRA. So, and they should also some signatures from the Secretary General, like the procedure you were just reading out. So, if the opposition doesn't unite, it means that we are going to have a lot of wards and constituencies where the UPND won't have any other opponent to deal with. The ruling party is likely to go unopposed in most of the constituencies if the opposition doesn't unite now. Because the process adoption Italy, and this is where we are saying that I think it's a home. Apa we have got a common ground. So for me, for me, who is in Southern Province, who is coordinating Southern Province, let people get in touch with me about Southern Province, because the insto to voluntary. So whenever I'm there with my position, about the real at Bambio Kandarama, Bana to Jericho of Quatanama candidates, Mumbi. So, Mambana Rombako Fega, Tuman Sumishan Peda and Tunamba and Adam Southern Province, so that we start talking and start looking for candidates in most of these wards and constituencies. And then the other thing, Bamambe Fonde Rombako Fonde and the Fago Octrat, if you finish Taba UPND Namafunde, I'm sure about the Caribbean Pokaraka Buka Kwa Musanda. Behavior area Kwa Musanda Nemfumo. Musande ngombe shakwe finga shakumana nesha bana kwe panse ishikwa poshile ngombe shabesha kwa musanda oronga moya kumfumu kube kwa timu yafa kuna judgment ya miwa fyatawe ngombe walisa panga mistake ngombe shobore komena shirasa nkana nesha wa musanda. So this is where we are going in muma elections. Rifari wa bola ukatulisha rifari ukalisha wiso emwini wa klabu tulete yanayo. Who is UPND? So, if you have Bendesha Mafunde on Sava UPND, they want to dribble ama opponents. Now, what the President Akainde and UPND must be aware is that this August 13th elections at 2026, Tabalelwa Nama opposition political party leaders, but they don't have Zambians. So there's no amount of lies that they can go without noticing. So for Zambians, what we just have to do now is constant communication so that we stop these people, we stop these activities. But if we elections, opposition parties, Zambians. Therefore, it is upon ourselves once to remain. Okay? Grade certificate whatever people might be, please let us field Dinama candidates, because we cannot talk of winning elections if most of the constituents will go unopposed by UPND.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make a contribution.
Hello, Ambassador.
Yes, caller.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much again for the program and also hosting Honorable Moses Mawere. When we talk about unity, I think it's important that let us be honest as a people, especially the opposition. The language that is being used against others, I think that is what is making unity just a verbal kind of a thing and doesn't actually materialize to what we can actually talk about. The UPND government is very busy. They know what they're doing. They are working out, their plan to remain in power. But the opposition, I'm not seeing the genuineness. When you look at the people, for example, I want to ask, in fact, I would really love Honorable Mawere to answer this. When he says you know, we do not want to experiment. Who is he referring to? You know, who is he referring to when he says he doesn't want to experiment? And Honorable Hari Kalaba, who is a great leader, by the way, is the only person that is experienced. I know that most of the people that are standing here, none of them has ever been a president of Zambia. So when we talk about experimenting, I don't understand. And some of the people that are actually vying for presidency have served in government, just like Honorable Hari Kalaba has done. So when we are talking about unity, let's be mindful of the language that we use. You know, it is what is said that is putting these, setting these leaders apart. So when you talk about unity, let it be unity that is going to unify them by what we say. I thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contribution.
Dr. Nkoma here. Good evening, Ambassador.
Dr. Emmanuel Nkoma from Durban.
Now I'm in Livala.
You are in Lusaka?
I'm in Livala.
Are you standing in Lusaka?
No. Now I realize that we need to put sanity in our politics, my ambassador.
My dear brother, let me commend you. You issued a video yesterday. It has gone viral where you were calling for unity among opposition leaders. That was very commendable, especially that you lead a leadership institute. I think that was commendable. Please offer your views, especially that you were urging the opposition leaders to unite yesterday.
Absolutely. What has urged me, in fact, to call is to congratulate Honorable Mawere for hearkening to such a call to say we need the opposition to rethink and get themselves together. So that is something that is very commendable. And I wish to again bring back the same call. There is no time. There is no time. I believe we can drop our indifferences and look at the nation. It's a question in England. Me, what I'm not going to massage the opposition because we have been calling upon this from last year, saying unite, unite, unite. Now we are in the 11th hour. Somebody said to me, why, Doc, are you shouting? I said, sometimes we have to shout to these people because as we speak intellectually, but this time they need to know there can only be one Zambia. And if there is only one Zambia, there can only be one president at a time. Let me also say, some of these who are being stubborn, they must know that ngaba puswa a chance, immediately this chance passes. I have to say honest truth. Others will go to prison. Why? Because they failed to hearken to what the Zambians were saying. It will be a sorry sight. The other thing that I would love to say, what you have seen, when KBF was trying to educate other presidents of what would be the ECZ position, they insulted him. They called him jealousy. They said all kinds of things because maybe KBF is also a presidential candidate. But I think there is time that they can listen to some of us who are standing at a neutral position when we say, come together. Let's have a united front. Let's put Zambia at the center and let the opposition be seen to represent the Zambian people, not only to be seen to represent themselves or their personal ambitions. Then lastly, Ambassador, I would love to state that, please, opposition, let's remove selfishness. Then let's remove the arrogance. A wise man knows when to stoop and he allows the bullet to pass over his head. But if Wosenga Dwaiminina, then Ichikesa no Shalimu, Akabamo. That's where I will end.
Thank you. My dear brother, Bishop Emmanuel, Dr. Nkoma, he issued a very, very good statement yesterday. Let me see if I can even play it, if I can process it quickly so that people can hear. He was telling the opposition, just unite. And Honorable Mawele has shown today that it's important to unite. The call for unity cannot be underestimated. We are waiting for some form of, here Mawele has shown the way. He has gone to an alliance. His alliance has joined another alliance led by Honorable Harry Kalaba. This is probably what we hope to see with other people so that we can narrow down the candidates. And let me see if I can play Emmanuel Nkoma's, Dr. Emmanuel Nkoma's video, where he just like he was saying himself, that someone says, why are you shouting? He says, sometimes you need to shout at these people so that they can listen. We have been speaking maybe in polite terms, they are not listening. This is what he said. Just let me see if I can play the video.
Sit down. Start discussing real issues. Drop your egos. You cannot be comparing yourselves. Me, I am more popular. Who is popular? You are all in opposition. It's like slaves comparing themselves among slaves, saying, me, I'm a better slave than you. But the bottom line is that you are all slaves. You are all in opposition. We cannot be proud to see you, Ngaba Kalamba, standing up, saying, no, it's me. What did you achieve? You will stand alone, no kwata mavoti abiri. Because naba kashubobe tabaka kuvotere. Naba nabobe tabaka kuvotere. Efide na cheba ba Kelvin Mukuka abalefo ni mambuya banja bakaidi ni mamukuka. Abalefo kwambe church na tuwe ambeni church naba kashibenu naba na benu mumone nkalaisa mkushimikira. Mkeza tanga ba Kelvin kwa naba kashibenu batila tawe ni katolika ndia katolika baka mishire na ka church kenu. Mama na Kelvin. So it is very important we put Zambia at the center. Zambia. Filekeni fifakobati timu nani. Filekeni. Let's have Team Zambia. Let's put Zambia at the center. Let's change the country. Let's have Zambia here. Tien tubike chalo chesu hapa. Tuwali obuya ndanshi chalo chesu.
That was a call by Bishop Nkoma, who has just called and he was appealing to the opposition leaders to come together. That let's abandon all our teams and let's have Team Zambia. And today I was hosting Moses Mawere, former Minister of Sports, who has said, look, Zambia is bigger than me. Yes, I'm capable. Yes, I have followers. Yes, I can present my credentials across all the 10 provinces. But I think that I need to join forces with my other colleagues who I think the prospects are better. And he made a decision to go to Honorable Harry Kalaba's alliance and is urging other political parties, other political leaders to make similar decisions and, support, to collapse their personal interests. And, let's narrow down the list. Mwabantu wakwalesa, I think Nechpelenkula Shila to shine. This was an emergency broadcast and we'll leave it here. Thank you for your participation. We needed just to deal with the issues. Let's watch ECZ and their plots and tricks to attempt to back candidates. We bring this not to disparage anyone, not to disadvantage anyone, to bring a warning to you. Be like John Sangwa. He saw the hurdles and he took registrar of societies to court, and he has a very fundamental ruling that was made against ECZ. It's going to shape our politics. Okay, let's take, maybe I didn't warn, let's take the last 5 calls. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Mwero calling from Lusaka, Avondale.
Mr. Mwero, make your contributions.
Thank you. Ambassador, what Mr. Mawere has done is a good thing. He has made a very good move. Now, to be honest with you, Ambassador Mwamba, there is a tug of war between the Mundu-led group and the Makebi Zulu-led group. So to be honest with you, I think if we are to support a leader, I think to be fair, it's better to support our member Nanguva Karava. Because I am a group Siaviaya, here Mundu Makebi, a unity Rokoi. Ngabali fair. Like the people who are being led by our member Nabakarawa. Na unity no kwisanga yaris. But like what Pili said, a group yawa Makebi Zulu, aba stays around. Aponga tu poto wale foya katwish. Group yawa Mundubire, na para wonga tu poto wale katwish. So abantu wale manika kufio kwa straight. Ni wa member na wana Nabakarawa. And the problem that we have in country, you know. To be honest with you, Bamwamba, the mwana wasafuire. Nga twalibikire po general myanda twashibuka tubali straight out. Nangu bamazoka. Nga tatwafika nuko twafika. Otherwise, Ambassador, me I submit. Apa kurefa iko fix either between banana ba membe nangu bakarawa. Not yama groups ya bila. Yama groups ya bila yana litama problem sana. Because of abantu bali around the presence, they agreed.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me take the last call. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Thank you, Bamwamba. This is Nyangwedian on the line. Bamwamba, what we need to understand, what is unity? Unity is when people with a common goal come together to work together. What is the common goal on the ground for Zambian today? It is the way that our government is governing Zambia. We have no freedom of expression. We have got no freedom of rights. We've seen political opponents being cascaded and arrested. So now, the common goal, when you look at it, I know people have talked about unity and everything. Bamwamba, you're a person, like if I look at you, I see a lot of good quality leadership. You know, if you are like a person, like if people can measure themselves and compare themselves to you, leadership is not just being a leader, it's a service to the country. But what we have among our opposition parties today, Bamwamba, we have bosses, not leaders. A leader is one that humbles himself before others to save the nation. And for me, this is one thing that I've liked and loved about my candidate. You know, my candidate, and I'm not trying to say this to despise others, but if you look at ourselves, we know who's a boss and who is a leader. It's never too late to unite as a country. Time is there, but
who is your candidate Wadanin?
My candidate is Makebi Zulu.
Okay.
He's a person that is not pompous. He's a person that knows how to save others, and then within others as well. I've seen one person that I've been looking at, and I'm looking at it to say, you know what, if this person worked with Makebi, they can make a very good, solid team. And for me, the person that I'm leaning forward, if Makebi and his team can start working together with these 3 people, then victory on the 13th of August belongs to all Zambians. And this person, I've been looking at Ali Kalaba, in his way of addressing people, is willing to work with others, not because of pomposity, but because he has got that love to save Zambia. Then I was looking and listening to Freddie Membe the time he hosted him with Badolika. there's one thing that I loved about him, and this is the way he was being honest with the kind of people that he's been surrounded with. And when he said, like, look, people are talking about unity, but I've met so many leaders. Trust me, most of them want to be leaders, but they don't want to serve under anyone. For me, time is not late. I understand that there's so much confusion and everyone wants to be a leader, but not everyone wants to be to save others. There is more time for Zambians to look for a solid leader in who can take Zambia out of the misery that we are going through as a nation. And for me, if by Team Kalaba, Team Makebi Zulu, and even my friend Membe Kalapamo, trust me, Emmanuel Mwamba, we are going to have a solid election, and it will be for Zambians. God bless Zambia, and God bless you, Emmanuel Mwamba.
Thank you very much. When I say Ndei Sala, then you begin to come to Wakwalesa. So if you have something burning, I'm going to take the last two calls. Yeah, I can see. Please call before we close. Yeah. Okay. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello.
Yes, make your contribution.
Yes, please. Put me on the speaker. On the mic.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Senior citizen.
Senior citizen, please make your contribution.
Yes. I would like to state that the fact that we are speaking in November, mwebantu bakwalisa mutontonga nyipo sana fwele na Zambia bineni fwele twaishiba wo tukasa. The confusion people has been created by UPLA to confuse us. So unity fwele abalira kuli fwele ni fwe bantu ababa nenso ba opposition n'ababa fulunganya impendwa muleseko kuti bali 29 bafulisha watebyo. Maybe it is by their own design. We have been hearing balo mfana beti ama politics yali bayashupa sana nga twati tukwate finkama abantu ebo bayirange okuti ate bale iminina. Elimination process for you bakita craft by UPND led by HH is so complex such that before the campaign period there could be a lot of people or candidates who could be eliminated. Time is still with us. Wait until parliament is dissolved. You will see people coming out. That is the time you can be speaking about this or that candidate and so on and so on. For now, let us unite. We have said, there should be no saying we don't want experimenting like what Mr. Mawere said. He has subtracted to what he submitted 100%. There should be no one to be condemned or seen to be unpopular or what and so on for now. Let's forge ahead and remove this cunning government. I submit.
Thank you very much. I'm taking the last calls. I've got a caller here. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Shan Mayo, wali Shan London pona imwe ni muletu mina kuisa.
Ku East London, South Africa. You're speaking to Caroline.
Yes, Caroline.
Yeah, mwaikala Shan ba mwamba mkwai mwimpalume Yesu.
Mkwai yole sale tusunga London po.
Hello?
London po, you are on. Oh, we lost her. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. Mr. Mwamba, this evening I only want also to thank you and congratulate you. And I want to understand you, Mr. Mwamba. The way I feel or the way other people feel confused about the issue of unity. Our leaders, they are failing to unite. How do you feel? You, Mr. Mwamba Maribata, patience. You have never shown that. I think God bless you. May God continue blessing you, our brother. You are truly a son of Zambia and Africa at large. No one, we cannot compare you to anyone, more especially these presidential candidates. You are someone else. The other thing is that if, more especially these people who are in camps, fail to unite, we are appealing. We have Mama Inonge winner, Judge Churu, and senior citizens who have saved for this country. Where are they? For the sake of, I don't know what I can say. Thank you so much, Mr. Man.
Thank you very much. I think Caroline from South Africa is back. We lost you there. My dear sister, make your contribution. Out to Aikarafe, we no landeni pomayo.
Ya ndefu afyokulanda po ishakwebati na totela sana kuli ba Moses ukuiso kulanda tawe ine kuti na chitashani kuti na balance na ba kalaba. So ndefu afyokutotela sana but ichi kulufyo cho ndefu kupera inani kalicho na tumina chakwebati kuilabo okusontana because inofona ishiba timu makebi zuru taya kwata problem nangu imo. Ifo tulefu afya kwa zati aba batatu nga bayimini nafe babombera pamo olovenga Zambia ingalondoluka because aba nimpalu mesha kwebati tashaba corrupt. So inocho ndefu achakwebati makebi zuru na bakalaba na babene bachisa bakabombere pamo because aba ebe ngalenga Zambia yawama namafunde kuti ichalo kuti chawama efo na chafuati ndande pofi.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Dear viewers, thank you for your contribution. Today we had an emergency broadcast and thank you for turning up. We were discussing Vamunkonge. Vamunkonge nishmwachilava.
Mkwaina chilava ambassador defo koseresha kofe ba ambassador defo koseresha kwa abantu limbi balaba ko chimupano. Umone ba ambassador mulimo mubomba. Ukura pera abantu iri ashiku konke charo fo chireya. Bajibala nabo ko bajimwaba under Pamozi Alliance. So shishi nacho linda twishikiro ko bati under Pamozi Alliance government. Zambia because now you got my experience more receiving party extra drive of Pamozi Alliance PF structures RP special vehicle need to have experience because the warriors in Tungush Vakika experience Zambia so
Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. I thought I had closed, but you keep on calling. But let's hear you. Endita.
Yeah, I turakonkaisho mtusambirisha kwena mula tuwafirisha tuwatasha namkokola namulanda chinamunaka kwena kulanda kopano nomamwamba pama opposition leaders ineshile mula sano apakuwapelela sana omulandu ngachakwe bati ama alliance fyafine yafulange efine bajoina kukuli bakalaba bambi bali muli fifine na nga bale chief yako fyempendwa yama opposition leaders abakeminina kwena nishi amakamu bantu unity nishopo iti ekituba kutete tupachikishe bonse bakapange fye umo tete fibombe bantu mukyalo lyonse nga kule bama elections balafula abemina bu presidential candidate ifine bamwale ekishako bale ekishako kwena kuba koseresha bale bomba bale kitafe bwino fwe bantu twali katana ani fe tulero ya nga bapasa ne in parliament mukamata abantu bali boku katana twali katana fwe bantu tulafumyamu ekimwela Natasha Bamwamba.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Give me an opportunity to conclude. I know you still want to call. Others join the broadcast because there are various broadcasts every day. So some join, this broadcast. Kula, we search for information. Filia, in the past, there used to be a radio dial. Chui, wayoku mfako BBC, wawelo kuwa mfako ku SBC, wawelo kuwa mfako ku ZMBC, until you have clear information. So I know why people call late sometimes, because they could have been away. And they just come and then make the contribution. But let me make I'm just looking at a note that has been issued by my young brother, Simon Mlenga Mwila. He has said the note issued by ECZ is not a joke. It's very serious, and political parties must take it very seriously. I agree with you, my brother. I have seen the alarm in that note. And many people, Simon, may not see the trap that is in there. ECZ is aware of who is at the Registrar of Societies. ECZ is aware of the sponsoring parties and the status at Registrar of Societies. This note they've issued is not in vain. And Simon Mlenga Mwila has also joined in my alarm, and he has said, take this as serious warning. It's not a joke. And he says ECZ has clearly warned that adoption certificates must not only be signed by officials recognized by the Registrar of Societies, not by factions, not by parallel leaders, not by people recognized only on Facebook, by cadres. That is very important. And he has elaborated on what he has understood. You should go to his article. I'll post it on my page that you can make your contributions. But here are my remarks, like my opening remarks, just for purposes of emphasis. So who paid the 100,000 kwacha to ECZ? Howard Kunda. I have hosted him here. Zambia Wake Up Party. Charles Chanda, UPPP, UPPZ. Kelvin Fubebwari, I've hosted him here from Zambia Mass Prosper Party. Brian Muntayalo Mundubile, Forum for Democracy and Development. I've hosted him here several times. Given Mwenya Chansa, Movement for Economic Emancipation. Professor Dr. Daniel Pule, Christian Democratic Party. Harry Kalawa, I've hosted him here. Citizen First. Enoch Roosevelt Tonga, Third Liberation Movement. Dr. Sebastian Copeland, no name, he hasn't put any political party there. It could be independent, but it's not stated. But from his political party, there is another presidential candidate, Francis Mandona Mwape, People's Party. We have Kasonde C. Mwenda from Economic Freedom Party. We have Dr. Chitaluchi Lufia, Patriotic Front. We have Chanda A.B. Katotowe, Patriots for Economic and Progress. We have Kafulamu Wanga. Kafulamu Wanga, is this energy expert? The one that was, I think, had joined, which political party was that? But I'm surprised Kafulamu Wanga. I think it must be the one. In the comments, if you are watching, you can indicate if he's the one. So he has come under Development People's Party. But Kafulamu Wanga recently had been issuing statements, I think, under Antonio Mwanza's political party. But I can see that he has come here under DPP. Oh, it could be the one, actually. Kafulamu Wanga. So it could be the candidate for Antonio Mwanza's political party. I will need to verify. But it says Development People's Party. Kafulamu Wanga, the energy expert, I think is appearing under Antonio Mwanza's political party. Dr. Richard Silumbe, Leadership Movement Party, he has been on this forum. Dr. Fred Membe, he has been on this forum, Socialist Party. Mr. Moses Mawere, who was our guest of honor today, who has done a noble thing. He has withdrawn despite paying the 100,000 kwacha, and is urging others to do the same so that we can narrow the focus. And he has picked the leadership of Harry Kalaba to support. His alliance has gone to the Orange Alliance led by Harry Kalaba. We have Makebi Zulu. I've hosted him here, and he's supposed to come here on Sunday because Resolute Party is supposed to launch as a special purpose vehicle for PF Pamozi Alliance, and Makebi Zulu is supposed to come here. Given Katuta, independent candidate, our dear sister, Reverend Given Katuta, who's an independent MP. Xavier Franklin Chungu, I said this was a shock to me. It was a surprise. The man has been in the shadows. He's former director of intelligence and is coming here under Liberal Democratic Party. Wheeler Joseph Mudolo from South Africa. Dr. Brian Mushimba from Organized People's Party. Dr. Richwell Siamnene, former defense minister, New Focus Party. Pastor Peter Chanda for New Congress Party, Bishop Trevor Musonda Mwamba, Mkalambawandi Bishop, he was bishop in the Anglican and is a very renowned name in Botswana because, he headed various congregations as a leader of the Anglican Church, and then he also practiced in London. And his spouse is former President Masire's daughter. That is his spouse. But he's not coming under UNIP. He hasn't indicated as UNIP. He just paid the 100,000. Then we have President Hakainde Hichilema. Have I forgotten anyone? Let's see. Yeah, then President Hakainde Hichilema. Those are the 26 that have paid, and ECZ has released the list. And someone says, but read the consent from ECZ. Yes, this is my consent from ECZ, and I titled it that ECZ is trying to bar certain known candidates, and we should not allow this. This is what they have stated. ECZ wrote as a footnote to this important announcement. Please note that during nominations, all aspiring candidates must present an adoption certificate to the returning officer. The adoption certificates must be signed by both the president and the secretary general of the sponsoring political party as reflected in the records of Registrar of Societies. Any letter signed by an individual whose name doesn't match with the official records will result in the invalidation of the nomination papers. Candidates standing for the president who are not the official heads of the sponsoring political party must produce a confirmation letter signed by both the president and secretary general stating that they've been sponsored by a political party in addition to the signed adoption certificate. My challenge to ECZ, cite the law that gives you powers to make these regulations. Cite the law. Zambia is not having these elections for the first time. We've been having elections in the last 62 years. So give us authority that is giving you these sweeping powers. God bless you. Until next time, we will meet you maybe tomorrow.
Kwenye ndemwe chabe mabanja onanjala mkomo ndalama zonse mutumbalano masukwa kuchuluka pa mutupatu. Time is up. Kwenye not enough. Time is up. For your lies and bluff. Time is up. Kwenye not enough. Time is up. For your lies and bluff. Kanizanu ndizo panda pindu. Anakulira miseu mwatu. chilengedwe chatsopano osati mapocket anu opindika ndalama. Listen to the cries, they're louder than your lies. You can't silence the truth. It's time for the youth. Time is up, time is up. When is not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. Time is up, time is up. When is not enough. Time is up for your lies and bluff. We rise, we stand, we fight together for the children, for a better forever. When you kunata pano, we take the race. Tikonza jiko. Kwenyu ndemwe chabe